In this adventure camping trip, I'm heading into one of the most iconic regions of Australia's highest mountain range. I'll be riding across high mountain plains, crossing vast farmlands,
Hello, Carl.
and deep pine forest. Along the way, I'll visit forgotten alpine huts, historical bridges, and camp beside a beautiful lake with some of the most stunning views I've ever experienced. I'll be riding through all kinds of weather, changing road conditions, and even some unexpected technical failure, moments that push me deeper into the true solo adventure. Well, I'm not having a great start. In fact, I'm only at the very beginning of my journey. And all of a sudden, a rainstorm hits, and it hits hard.
Well, eventually the storm is here. When the rain comes, I have to park on the side of the road. Just have enough time to put on my rain jacket and get my gear covered under the rain cover.
I was obviously riding straight into a massive rain cell. At the time, I trust the forecast. It was only meant to be a passing shower, although I had no idea the rain would follow me for the entire trip. But going back to early today, when I left home, the weather was perfectly clear, almost a bit too warm for wearing full motorcycle gears. I noticed a cloud building up ahead. It didn't look too bad at first. As I rode uphill, I saw the clouds darkening in the distance, and the temperature dropped noticeably. Every sign pointed to an imminent storm. Eventually, the raindrop grew bigger and heavier. I had no choice but to stop at the worst possible place, right on the edge of the road. I finally got the jacket on and covered my camera bag. I shut all my helmet vents and keep riding south. It felt like I was riding on the white tarmac for hours. It was unbelievable how quickly the riding experience could change. What was once a warm, enjoyable ride turned into survival in a cold storm. Eventually, I found this shelter to hide from the weather for a moment. But despite the rain, I was still excited about this trip.
It was forecast to be raining starting from morning. In the matter of fact, it's only just starting to rain now. I'm feeling pretty lucky. Now the question is, if the rain gonna stop after I get to the dirt, or will I be riding the dirt road again in the rain? Fingers crossed, everything gonna be okay, but regardless, I'm really enjoying this adventure already.
My bike was well prepared for this adventure, even under this weather condition. All my luggage were waterproof, and I had just done the service and changed to a new tire. But I didn't know I will have my first gear failure very soon.
And I'm not sure if you know, I'm no stranger of riding in the rain now. Just done plenty of them.
Now you know how it all unfolded. Time for me to continue this solo journey. Back on the highway again, I noticed my navigation had frozen.
My navigation somehow froze. I'm not sure if it's because some water got into the GPS antenna. But according to the sign, I should be turning left from this exit, and that will lead me to Jasper.
Following the sign, I arrive in the small town of Yas, where I need to fill up.
I think the problem with my navigation is here. It was kinked up on the connection, and now the cable was exposed. I'm not sure how I can fix it. I can cut it and then hot wire it. That might fix it, or it just make it worse. Wait, Jasper, turn right here.
Luckily, there were only one road leading to my destination, and the signage was very clear, so I wasn't too worried. And before long, the scenery began to change. Beautiful countryside farmlands stretching into the distance, quietly pulling my attention away from the storm.
that. How good is that?
The road flowed with long sweeping turns, following the hill and dropping into valleys. It was early summer, but the draw had turned the land more yellow than the vibrant green.
Oh, look at that bridge.
Then I noticed a bridge crossing the river valley. It looks magnificent, rugged, solid, and full of character. This historical bridge was originally built in 1988. It was destroyed by the flood in 1925, rebuilt in 1929, only to be destroyed again in the same year. Finally, in 1931, it was rebuilt once more, but in a different site. And that is the bridge I'm riding across today. I continue along the White Jasper Road. During my research, I was promised the roads, but the tarmac just kept going. Still, I couldn't complain. The surface was excellent, and the way the road twisted and followed the hill made it incredibly enjoyable to ride. After what felt like a countless corner, I arrived at the small town of White Jasper. A peaceful little town. I'll be very happy to have a coffee over here.
Too much. That's where I'm heading. Oh, finally, let the gravel begin. There's some nice campground here.
The road condition was good. Even with an actual weight on the bike, I decided to leave my tire pressure around 30 psi, and I found it got traction just fine.
I've been riding on the highway for 4 hours now. This is a nice change of pace. I'm not expecting the road to be too difficult. Also nice just to test out the new Mitas EO7. So far, I'm liking it. It got so much traction compared with my old AO5. But just generally feeling more in control.
After riding over a crest, I was welcomed by a beautiful wildflower field nestled between pine forests. The road stretched all the way to the mountains. There was no one else around, and the gloomy weather added a touch of mystery. And it felt like I had entered a fairyland. And of course, this is Australia. You can't have a fairyland without the kangaroos.
Come on, guys. It's not even light yet.
Riding through pine forests is something special. When every turn leads to a better view, riding in those moments felt incredibly rewarding. Since the road needs to accommodate logging trucks, it's mostly smooth and hard-packed, and I found myself riding faster than usual. But I also have to constantly remind myself, in this environment there will be wildlife, and close encounters are always possible. And turns out I'm about to have that very soon.
Wow, this turn just zigzag all the way through. Wow, the corrugation is it's pretty bad. White Jasper State Forest.
My navigation still wasn't working, and now I come to an intersection.
I think I should turn right.
Without navigation, instinct and common sense had to take over. The road to the left climbed uphill into the pine forest. It looks scenic, but it doesn't feel like the right direction to cross the mountains. Cars coming from the opposite direction confirmed it. I was on the correct route.
Wow, look at that. How did that happen? It does have some tight turn.
I felt the raindrops again as the forest fades and the road widened. I pick up speed, hoping to make up the lost time. Then I had a massive close call.
Oh, fuck, man. Oh. Woo. That was a very close call. Guys, come on. It's not super light, but I think the overcast and the cloud confused the animal, thought it is nighttime.
I continued heading west. A few kilometers later, the tree line disappeared. Farmland returned. Cattle and birds roamed freely across the field. Riding through this landscape, it was incredibly peaceful. I stopped at an opening.
Wow, look at that.
There was a stunning view of the green land and the forest, with mountains layered in the distance. I found myself always distracted by the view from the roadside.
Hello, cow.
Not great when I'm trying to cover distance, but sometimes those views just force the stop.
Trees.
I arrived at another intersection.
Okay, it said Tumat over there, so I'll turn right.
A sign down the road read Tumat. This has to be the right turn, right?
The feeling of not being guided by navigation, just follow the road sign, the old traditional way. I don't even, well, I have a map. It's really something special.
I thought I'll be closer to the major township by now, but somehow I found myself back in the pine forest again.
Really deep in the woods now.
As the rain getting heavier and I climbed higher, the scenery changed once more.
I can see the cloud on the top of the mountain. This is like riding in a dream. This is beautiful. Oh my god. I really want to stop and take more picture. But man, I'm way behind schedule.
I reached to the last hill of the trail, and from now the dirt ended, and I descended through a roller coaster of narrow winding road, all the way to the bottom of the hill.
Okay, I need to focus on this.
Finally, I was back on the main road. The rain was still going strong. I'm stopping here to get some essential supply for the camping. I thought if I waited out, maybe the rain would soon pass through. I'm at the two Macas. Been stay here for the past 30 minutes. Now I'm having a choice. I can either go ahead to camping tonight, or I can find accommodation in the town. The second option is a little bit boring. It's less adventurous, but it's definitely gonna be a more comfortable way to stay the night. Problem is not so much of riding in the rain, but setting up a camp in the rain. This is not a very smart move. I don't know. What do you think? But I couldn't wait any longer. I made my decision.
So what's the plan for tonight? Well, I decided to camp. Yeah, why stay in the boring but comfortable motel when you can go out and exploring? I guess if I want to play it safe, I can just stay at home and not going out for this weekend. But now I'm so glad that I made the decision to push myself, respect the weather, and I got a chance to see this. The cloud coming up from the mountainside. Oh, look at that.
Well, of course, I could easily find myself a motel, take a hot shower, and sit on the porch watching the rainfall. That would be a very comfortable choice. But since I had already set out, why not just take on the challenge? I guess sometime I just need to push myself beyond my comfort zone, where the adventure spirit truly come alive. I followed the 2-mile river upstream to the reservoir. This will be my campsite for the night. Eventually, I found an open spot with an uninterrupted view of the lake, quiet, peaceful, and surprisingly empty. Given the weather, this might be the best spot I could ever hope for, but also the worst time for me to set up the camp. I couldn't see the sun, but I knew it was setting. It's still raining, but not too bad. But the clock is ticking. I probably have another hour daylight left and need to be able to set up my tent, get everything sorted. Yeah, let's get going. All my gear was dry inside of the wet swim bags. I took out only what I needed and rolled everything else tight to keep it dry. I started with the tent. Setting up tent in the rain isn't easy. Setting up a new tent in the rain is even harder. This was only my second time using this tent. The first time was effortless. It went up in no time. But this time, it was a completely different story. I had the tent frame facing the wrong direction. Then I struggled more with the rainfly. I found rainfly stick to the inner when wet, made it extremely frustrating to move around. I almost tried all directions, still found I put it wrong. I don't know how much rainwater got into the inner tent. Okay, not too bad. Not too bad at all. I wiped away the water inside of the tent and moved my sleeping gear in. That's when I noticed the sky changing colors. Wow. Just wow. It makes everything worth it. And the rainbow is out. It was the perfect timing. My camp was set up, and I had just enough time to sit under the awning and watch the sunset break through the rain cloud over the mountains. Darkness come quickly, but the good news is the rain finally stopped. I used this small window to organize everything I rushed earlier, inflated my mattress, set up my chair and table, and start to think about dinner. Alright, done. I only just get everything set up, and it started to rain again. It's supposed to be a clear night, but I got my sleeping set up on one corner, all my gear at this corner. Oh, has been a long day. It is still raining outside. I got nowhere to shelter from the rain but my tent. But yeah, I won't be boring tonight. Got a party on my own. I got a lot of snack. And most importantly, ooh, all these Christmas bugs, they're crazy. I can spot a couple of them just crawl around my tent. I'm very happy I can stay in my tent. I mean, I was planning to cook an instant noodle once I arrived at camp, but it's raining outside and so many bugs, can't really do it. This is just as good. Just before midnight, the sky cleared, stars appeared above me. Everything pointed to a perfect riding weather for tomorrow. I can't wait. In the next video, I'll wake to a stunning lakeside sunrise, where the mountains slowly catch the first light of the day. I'll take the moment to enjoy the quiet just a little bit longer, before riding across the windy high mountain plains. Along the way, I'll visit the eerie, forgotten alpine huts, blast my way through the forest once more, and end my day in another beautiful pink sunset.